Hello everybody, this is Mr. McNair, and this is 7.4, factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. Alright, when you're factoring these, to factor a trinomial like ax squared plus bx plus c into binomial factors, write two sets of parentheses. Okay? And then the outer and the inner terms must combine to equal 0. Okay, this is a very, very important statement. Now, just so that you know, in this lesson, we're dealing with a not equaling 1. Okay, when a equals 1, there's a different, simpler process that you can go through to find out what the two factors are. In fact, you can look back at the video I did on 7.3. So, example 1, factor 4x squared plus 16x plus 15 by guess and check. Now, the next video that I do is going to teach you how to factor this in another method. And you can, in my class, you can choose either method you want to factor a problem like this. But this video specifically is going to be on factoring by guess and check. So first thing you're going to do, find your A, B, and C. Here, A is 4, B is 16, and C is 15. All right, and like I said in the previous slide, you're going to make two sets of parentheses. Okay? And I'm just going to put some little blanks in here. All right. Now, a couple things that you should be aware of. Number one, when you multiply the first together, okay, when you multiply these two together, you should get 4x squared, right? So, that means that there should be x's attached to the first term. All right, let's list out the things that actually multiply together to give you 4, that first term. Things that multiply together to give you 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. All right, now let's go to the next blank. These two. When you multiply these two together, we should get 15. Okay, because those are the last, so those should be constants. So let's go ahead and list the things that multiply together to give you 15. Well, that would be 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Okay, now the way that this process is going to work from here, now remember, this is guess and check. You're going to choose one of the pairs, like the 1 and 4. We'll choose that, and we'll put those into the first positions, because remember, the first positions are going to multiply together to give you 4x squared. Okay? So let's put the 1 and 4 in position, 1 and 4. And then you're going to take a pair from your C, and you're going to put those into the last position. Okay, because remember, those multiply together to give you 15. So let's do the positive 1 here and the positive 15 there. Now from here, you have to check. We did the guessing. We just guessed and put them in there. Now we're going to check. Now when you're checking, all you have to check is your outer and your inner. You're going to multiply the outer together and add it to the product of your inner. So 1x times 15, that's 15x. 1 times 4x, that's 4x. Does that equal 16x? It doesn't. That equals 19x. So this one couldn't have been the pair, okay? So let's switch it around. Instead of having the 1 there and the 15 there, let's try it with the 15 here and the 1 here. 1x times 1, that's 1x. 15 times 4, that's 60x. Way too big, okay? So that couldn't be it either. All right, so now that we've tried the 15 and the 1, let's try the 3 and the 5. Okay, so let's put the 3 here and the 5 there. Let's try the outer. That's 1x times 5, that's 5x. 3 times 4x, that's 12x. 5x plus 12x, that's 17x. That doesn't equal 16x, so that's not it. And let's switch those around. Okay, so we're going to put the 5 first this time, and the 3 here. Let's see what we get. 3x, 20x. 3 plus 20 is not 16, so that didn't work either. Okay, now let's go ahead. Since we tried all the possible combinations with the 1 and 4, we know that that couldn't be it. So now we're going to go ahead and get rid of the 1 and 4. And let's try the 2. Put the 2x here and the 2x there. Alright, let's go ahead again and try the 1 and 15. Positive 1 here. And let me get the right color. Positive 1 goes first, 15 next. Let's see what happens there. 2x times 15, that's 30x. Plus 2x, that's 32x. We don't want 32, we want 16. Let's this one you don't really have to worry about switching around because obviously they're both 2x. So from there, let's just go down to the 3 and the 5. Okay? So we'll put the 3 here and the 5 there. 2x times 5 is 10x. 3 times 2x is 6x. 10x plus 6x equals 16x. So that's what we wanted. So this is the correct answer. Okay? Now remember, when you're doing these problems, you can always check to see if your answer was correct by foiling it. Alright? When you go through this whole process and you FOIL first, outside, inside, last, it should equal this. Okay? Let's try another one of these. Alright, here. A is 2, B is 11, and C is 12. Alright, once again, I'm going to put my parentheses in here. And if I were you, I would go ahead and pause the video at some point in here too and just try these on your own. You know, see if you can do it by yourself. And then after that, if you have some problems, finish watching me do the problem. Alright. So again, we're going to list the things that multiply together to give you A. Things that multiply to give you 2 are 1 and 2. And that will be it there. And things that multiply to C are going to be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Alright, before I start putting anything in there, don't forget the first terms have to have an x attachment to them because they multiply to be x squared, right? Okay, now remember the A's go in first position. So 1x, 2x. And now we're going to go ahead and start trying the C's. Now, one comforting thing about this method is the more you do a type of problem, these types of problems, sometimes you get to be kind of wise about which numbers will work and which ones don't. Like for example, this 1 and 12, I wouldn't even give that one a try because I know that I'm going to be multiplying and it should be adding up to 11, right? And I already have a 12 in there. And 12 is too big, so I wouldn't even try that one. Alright, honestly, I wouldn't even try the 2 and 6. Because anytime you multiply an even number times anything, it's going to be even. And when you add two even numbers, that's going to be even. And I have 11x, so I wouldn't even try that. Alright, I would start with the 3 and 4. That seems to be the most logical choice to me. So let's put plus 3 and a positive 4 there. So outer, you get 4x. Inner, you get 6x. 4x plus 6x, that's 10x. Didn't work. Let's switch them around to see if that works. Alright, so let's put the 4 here and the positive 3 there. So outer, you get 3x. Inner, you get 8x. 3x plus 8x equals 11x. That's the one that we want. Okay? So this is our answer. Okay? Now, I understand that some of you guys might not have quite understood what I did with my values of C here. So you can technically go through each of those and try each of those combinations. But the more you try these, the more they'll start to make sense and you'll find little tricks to eliminate some. Alright, this one has to deal with a negative. Okay, here we have A equals 5, B equals negative 14, and C equals positive 8. So I'm going to put my parentheses down. Alright, let's put my little blanks in there. Alright. So, Remember the first position, those are going to have x's attached to them because they give us x squared. Let's see the things that multiply together to give us a. Well, the things that multiply together to give you 5 are 1 and 5. It's prime, so that's it. All right. Now, the things that multiply together to give you c, well, let's be logical about this, okay? Things that multiply together to give you c, well, c is positive, right? But we know that it's going to be adding together to give us a negative. When you multiply two numbers together and it multiplies to be positive, the two numbers are either going to both be positive or they'll both be negative. All right? A positive times a positive is a positive. A negative times a negative is a positive. Well, the only way that we're going to be able to get this negative 14 is if they're both negative. So all the factors that I make for 8 are going to both be negative. So -1 and -8, -2 and -4. All right, so a, let's put the a in position. We have a 1x here and a 5x here. All right, and then from there we can go ahead and try our values. I would go ahead and try, honestly, I would try the -2 and -4 here first. All right, so let's put our -2 and -4 in. Let's try our outer and inner. Outer, you get -4x. Inner, you get -10x. -4 plus -10, that's -14. And automatically, we got it on first guess. Once again, I would have tried those because I know that this came out to be even. All right, since that was even, we knew that these had to be two even numbers. Okay. All right, let's move on. 4x squared plus 7x minus 2. All right, so here, this time we have a negative c. So a is 4, b is 7, c is -2. Again, we're going to go ahead and put our parentheses in there. We're going to go ahead and put some blank spots in there for our numbers. We know that the first terms, again, are going to have x attachments. So let's deal with a. A, things that multiply together to give us a, once again, a is 4, are 1 and 4, and 2 and 2. The things that multiply together to give us c are, now remember, c is -2. To get a negative number when you multiply, one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So let's do -1 and +2, and then +1 and -2. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our values in there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the 1x. Let me get the right color here. The 1x and the 4x. All right, and let's go ahead and try these out. So let's put in -1 and +2. So when we check our outer and our inner, the outer, we get 2x. The inner, we get -4x. 2 plus -4, that's -2. Didn't work. All right, so we can switch those around. So let's put the +2 here and the -1 here. Here we get -1x. Here we get +8x. 8x plus -1x equals 7x. So this is the one that works. Okay? So here is our answer. A couple things that you should be reminded of is that if this was multiple choice, this one right here, wouldn't be there. It would just, the whole problem would look like x plus 2 times 4x minus 1. That's how it would look with multiple choice. All right, great. All right, hopefully this lesson has been helpful to you, and have a great day.